Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about the sense and warmth and feeling for beauty, any kind of beauty, not only beautiful observations of our outer senses, but also observations of beautiful behavior, beautiful actions, beautiful feelings, and beautiful thoughts. To truly pervade and allow for beauty in every aspect of life. Now, this, of course, requires us to also be able to have the sense for super sensible beauty and beings of beauty, mm, be they moral or ethical beauty, or be they soulful beauty in any shape or form, truly. Beauty is, well, very important to the human being because it has a certain healing force to it. By striving for beauty within one's own inner being as well as outwardly when it comes to social interactions, when it comes to meeting other people, having a certain amount of awareness and awakeness to allow for beauty. To truly it is about living beauty, if we can say it like that. And it is a very kind of feminine trait in a sense, but it is not female per se, for everyone can perceive beauty. And it is about cultivating that sense too. Having that balance and to not become too obsessed with one or the other, or any one-sidedness in the first place, is truly to perceive where you can find beauty, and perceiving beauty is truly a sense that can be strengthened over time through meditation, through practices that allows in for certain new soul dispositions and new activities within our own lives. The more we immerse ourselves in, let's say, we utilize our imagination and clairvoyance to listen to and to study under and to be inspired by the higher hierarchy, the more we become like them over time. And when we embrace the Christ, for, well, the higher hierarchy is his hosts after all, we become more like his being, more loving, more nurturing, more like the sun in a sense. So we do strive and always work towards that, like a flower stretching towards the sun. Of course, we don't anymore directly stretch to the sun, per the physical sun, for the Christ has changed his abode from the sun sphere. He has come from even more sublime heights, but from the sun sphere to the earth sphere, and that happened through the mystery of Golgotha. And since then, he has been this world's life. Every single little life that is on this planet is under his jurisdiction and love. The more we allow ourselves to live into those feelings of warmth and compassion, the more we become like that ourselves. And we strive towards having both the moral and ethical, at the same time a disciplined understanding of both the beautiful and the ugly. For when we see beauty, it is not, we don't see beauty as to ignore the ugly. We do perceive both beauty and ugliness from ourselves and outside. For we need to perceive it within ourselves also. For we cannot ignore our own inner being. Important to always strive and struggle a little to ennoble our own being it is a noble goal. It is an honorable path, and it is given in grace. So being grateful for such a path in the first place is kind of a given, and being grateful for what we have in life and starting to utilizing our imagination to awaken our, well, should we call it, present modern clairvoyance. For as we say, there is a difference, a huge difference, between inherited gifts, which will disappear over time, and gifts cultivated from scratch. The gifts cultivated, the faculties and abilities and perceptions, understandings cultivated from scratch is far more satisfying than inherited gifts, because everyone can cultivate these faculties that are cultivated. That is what we strive for, something that everyone can do, something that every single human being, if they chose to, could cultivate themselves. It is not something that comes from an ancestor line or anything. It is something that we can cultivate from within our own inner being as a human being, and not as a specific, not as in a specific place. We try to unite all of all of this world under a certain understanding, so we can perceive from many different lenses and from many different angles, and still be able to hold our own core, our own spirit and center awake and aware and clear in our perceptions. And it is a daily stimulation and active consistency in all of this. And the more we do it, the more we allow the higher worlds in. And they come in through the heart, through feeling. And the more we are able to immerse ourselves in feeling and deepening our being, and not only living on the periphery and the surface, for we will never be able to know who we are unless we actually delved deep into the being, into our being. It is our being after all. And now being afraid of our own being, that time is past. It was kind of more of a ancient Persian trait, where you see ancient India and ancient Persia had two opposite spiritual esoteric teaching. The Indians were everything outwards is Maya, and inwards is where when you go inwards, is the true world in a sense. And the Persian, they believe that conquering the outer world would be the solution, would be the practical way to enlightenment and understanding. And they both are correct, but we need to unite these forces to be able to understand both the outwards and the inwards, and to not lose ourselves in outwards observations per se, making ourselves minuscule and, useless in a sense, for we are not. We are immensely important to this world, for the more you work upon your own being, maturing, unfolding, and cultivating your faculties for perception, understanding, and love, the more like a spiritual being you become. Of course, you as a physical human being will not change that much in appearance. You will still be human, but your behavior, your interests, the way you think, feel, and your will impulses are different from earlier in your life, because you have actively changed it. You are actively transformed it. It is not like you go cold turkey and just shed every single thing in an ascetic fit or something. No, it is something you dedicate yourself to consistently, so that you over it it sticks because it comes naturally with dedication to the practice, without forcing, without being in a hurry. You await and are steady and patient in it is a steady rhythm, a steady tempo. And yeah, I think I will leave you with this today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative and inspirational and loving to this world, and a healing force. So others can choose to be the same if they want to. And may you be safe and sound. See you. Love you. Goodbye.